Okay, so hi, my name is Ilse and welcome to another video. So today I'm going to tell you, as the title of this video says, I'm pretty sure, is going to basically say what I read in the month of July and what my goals for August are going to be. With that said, I just want to say that I participated in the reading rush in July, and as of right now, I don't plan on participating in the future until there are some changes being made. And I know they apologize for all of these things that they have done. It's not my apology to accept, but it still doesn't sit right with me on how they dealt with things. So until everything is proven otherwise, maybe I'll lend my support. For right now, that's it. But basically, I'm gonna tell you what I read in the month of July. Okay, now that we got that out of the way. So for the month of July, the first book that I read was Fire and Flood by Victoria Scott. This is a book that I've had on my bookshelf for a while. Kevin from Irish Reader was very nice to give me this book and the sequel. Wow, the white balance. So I read the first book in July, and then I was supposed to start reading this like 2 days ago, well, a week ago actually, and I have not picked it up, but it's here on my nightstand because I am planning to read it. I am. So basically, Fire and Flood follows our main character. Oh my god, what's her name? Tella. There we go. I read it back. So we follow Tella, who is trying to basically wean this cure for her brother, older brother, who is having this illness and he doesn't really have much time left in this world. And it's basically like the Hunger Games meets Pokemon in a sense, because in this world you are in a competition to win this set cure, but in doing so you have this companion and it's called a Pandora, and basically a Pandora is kind of like a companion slash Pokemon that have special abilities. And that's really all I'm gonna tell you, because if I tell you more, I think I'll spoil it. But that's pretty much the premise of it. And I gave this book 4 out of 5 stars on Goodreads. I really enjoyed it. I really liked it. The only thing that I did not like was the fact that it had some type of insta-love. The reason why I gave it 4 stars and maybe not 3, it was because it was not the center of the whole book itself. So it was nice. So it wasn't like the important thing that was happening in the book. Plus, I really liked the fact that everything was just happening so fast. Like fast in the sense that it wasn't slow at the beginning and then it picked up. No, like it literally picked up from the very get-go. So I really appreciated that, and I'm really excited to continue and see where everything leads in Salt and Stone. So this is the first book I read. Now I'm going to talk about the books that I read through the reading rush, and I did complete the 6 challenges and to read 7 books in a week. I did not complete the challenge. I guess I don't know if it was a challenge to read the group book, because I was not aware of the group book whatsoever, which is one of the points of why I'm not really participating in the reading rush anymore. But yeah, so with that said, I am going to tell you the books I read in the reading rush. So the first book that I'm going to show you is this book that I read. It's actually a reread for me. It's Simon vs. the Homo Sapiens by Becky Albertalli. I reread this book for the challenge, what was the challenge? Oh yeah, read a book that inspired a movie, something like that. And basically, I mean, this didn't inspire a movie. I think it was the other way around. This inspired a TV show, which is Love, Victor, which, by the way, if you have not seen it, go watch it. I watched the first 3 episodes with Kevin, and I'm not sure I was supposed to watch them on my own. So Kevin, please tell me if we're watching that together or not, so I can keep watching it. Either way, so I reread this, and if you have not read this, I think you've been living under a rock, because this is a very good book, and I think there's also a movie of it. It's called Love, Simon. Yeah, so basically Love, Simon is about a story about a boy who's being blackmailed into getting his friend to go out with this guy who is blackmailing him to basically out him out in where he lives, that he's gay. And basically we follow his struggles throughout the whole book about him, like trying to get his friend with this guy, but he doesn't really want to, but then he doesn't want his secret to be out because he's not ready. He doesn't know how his friends are going to react. He doesn't know how his parents are going to react. He has like this really close relationship to his parents, but it's a really nice story, and I really appreciate it. And Kevin from Irish Reader really resonates with this book, and I'm so happy because I could actually see him in this book, and he raves about it 24/7 all the freaking time. And well, yeah, it's his favorite book. So yeah, so I reread this book and I really enjoyed it a second time around. I think I did give it still 4 out of 5 stars. It was not because it wasn't great, it was not because it wasn't good, it's just there was something for me missing in the story. I still don't know what is missing, but something for me just is missing. But other than that, it's a really good story, and if you have not picked this up, I really, really, really wish that you did, because it's amazing. So the next book that I picked, well, it's not the next book that I picked, but it's one of the books that I read. Is called The Poet X by Elizabeth Acevedo, and this was for the challenge to read a book with the on the title, so The Poet X. So basically, this story was amazing. Like, I don't know what happened. Where was I when this book came out? Well, actually, no, I do know. I was going through stuff. But I finally read this book and I really, really enjoyed it. I really adored it so much. This book follows our main character, Xiomara, who is Dominican Republic descent, and she's basically Latina. And I really enjoyed everything about her. We've kind of followed her struggles with high school friends, boyfriends, family, religion, culture. Basically, it's like all of these things that as a person who is living in another country that it's not their own have struggles, because it's kind of like her trying to find her identity and trying to find her place in the world. And it's just such an amazing story, and this book is written in verse, so it was very poetic, obviously, and it's just very lyrical. And I really appreciated that we got a sense of her Latin roots, because there was some Spanish slang, some Spanish poems, and I really, really appreciate it. I mean, I am obviously Latina, I am Mexican, so it was really, really nice. And also the fact that her name is Xiomara, because my name, well, my second name is Diomara, so it's with a D. So it was really nice to somehow see myself represented in that way. And I could see some similarities of Xiomara with me, in the sense of like the strict parents and like what they expect of us as their children in this culture. So it was just really, really refreshing, and I really, really enjoyed it. So obviously I gave it 5 out of 5 stars on Goodreads. Like, there's no doubt in my mind, and I'm really excited to read more of Elizabeth Acevedo in the near future. The next book that I picked was actually a book that was for the challenge of pick a book that you want to read more of, like the genre. And I picked like mystery thriller sort of genre, because I don't really usually read those types of books. And I picked There She Went, no, Then She Was Gone, sorry about that, Then She Was Gone by Lisa Jewell. And this is basically, this story follows Laurel, who is our main character. She's an older character, I think she's like in her 50s, and at least in the present time, because this book is kind of like a then and now sort of thing. She has 3 children, and one of her children disappeared, like she was abducted, and she doesn't really know what happened to her. Like, really, no one knows what happened to her. Like, the last thing they saw was that she was like in front of the convenience store, and she just disappeared. So basically 10 years happen, and some evidence of her appear, and it kind of just steers everything up in her heart, in her mind, and everything just starts to get really creepy when she meets this guy, and basically meets this guy's daughter, and they kind of reminds her of her daughter in a sense, and just a lot of emotions and feelings, and just her life just not being the perfect life it was before. She struggles with her husband, she struggles with her current kids, the ones that she has, and it's just like, it started really, really good, and then it got to one part where it really made me uncomfortable, and it was really, really sad. And then in the end, everything was resolved. Everything was like resolved in a sense, like everything just kind of like made sense. But it's not something I would pick up on my own, you know, like I just really wanted it to read because of the challenge, and I wanted to, like, you know, put myself out there. But it was very uncomfortable. Like, reading that part, it was just very uncomfortable. I think in one of my vlogs, literally, I just couldn't. I started laughing because I was very uncomfortable. But other than that, I really enjoyed it. I think I gave it 4 out of 5 stars on Goodreads, but I since then put the rating down 1 star, so I gave it a 3 out of 5 stars, which is not a bad rating. It's just, it was just very weird, very odd for me, and I just didn't feel comfortable, and I just don't know how people read this books. Okay, so the next book that I picked was for the challenge. Well, I didn't pick. It was for the challenge to the first touch book sort of thing, like read the book that you first touch. And for this, my brothers picked it out for me, and that is The Cruel Prince by Holly Black. And I love this book. I gave it 5 out of 5 stars on Goodreads. I cannot stress this enough for myself. Why didn't you read this before? Why? But other than that, I really, really enjoyed it. I love the world, I love the characters, I loved our main character Jude. She is so amazing. Like, the reason why I love her so much is because she knows she's not as strong as the Fae, because she's human. That's not a spoiler, by the way. Yeah, she's human, so she knows that she's not as strong as the Fae, but she is very strong-willed, and she does not give up, and she knows her worth, and she knows what she is capable of. And she is one of those characters that she knows that she doesn't have supernatural strength, she doesn't have any magic or anything, but she knows what she's doing, and she is going to do it for her family and for herself and for the people that she loves. And I really, really enjoy this. So 5 out of 5 stars on Goodreads. Are you surprised? I am not. So I am very, very excited to have read this book. I have the second book with me, The Wicked King. I have not read it, but I'm planning to read it maybe this month or maybe next month. I don't know, but I'm really excited to finish the series. So yeah, the next book that I read was for the challenge to read outside, which was one of the challenges that I was really struggling with, and which I found very stupid and very insensitive. I read The Umbrella Academy by Gerard Way and Gabrielle Blah, which was a reread for me. I decided to go with a graphic novel because it's easiest, especially when you were gonna read outside in this heat. Basically, I actually also reread it because Umbrella Academy, the season 2 came out last week, and I already finished it, and it was amazing. And I cannot wait for season 3. Hopefully there's a season 3 because we need a season 3. And basically, I really enjoyed this volume. I think it's like the beginnings of the Umbrella Academy, kind of explaining to you what happened. If you watch the Umbrella Academy, the first season, it's sort of like that. There's some differences from the comic, but other than that, it's basically that. I really enjoyed it. 5 out of 5 stars on Goodreads. No shame and no shade. And I mean, it's Gerard Way. I have to give it 5 stars. It's Gerard Way from My Chemical Romance. It's everything. The next book that I read was actually part of the challenge to read a book that is the same color as your birthstone. My birthstone is green, I believe, and I chose Ecuador, A Court of Wings of Ruin by Sarah J. Maas. I know what you're thinking. Like, Ilse, this is not green. This does not look green. But to me, it does look green. So I counted it. And this was the biggest book in my TBR. This was about 700 pages, so it counts. I even tabbed it, so it counts. So I have been rereading this series since, what was it, March? I think, no, March, April, I don't remember. I have been rereading the series since March, April, around that time. And I did not read this in June, so I decided to pick it up for July. And I was very, very confident that I was gonna read it during the reading rush for some reason. So I did. I completed it, which I'm really excited. And this just really hyped me up to Cation and Nesta book because I love Nesta Acheron with a passion. Like this book solidified my love for her. I know that Sarah J. Maas is controversial. I know that Nesta is a bitch. I know people don't like her. I know that some people say that she's toxic, that she is unkind, that she is a hypocrite, and so on. I know that, but I love her. Like, I know that she is one of those faulty characters that I just have a soft spot for, and I just love her very, very much. And I think there's more to her than meets the eye, at least on these 3 books, especially in this book. So I just love her very, very much. And Cation is one of my favorite from the Court of Dreams. And yeah, and I really enjoyed it. I really, really enjoyed reading this book, rereading the series, and I'm so excited to read the next. Like I said, I am trash. 5 out of 5 stars on Goodreads, like, if you're asking. The next book that I read in the month of July, I think this was the last book, and this was just basically to read a book that was not set in your country. And I guess this book is not set in, well, in my continent. Sorry, continent. So this book was not set in my continent, which is North America. And I also double up on this one with There She Was Gone, Then She Was Gone, because that book was set in London or the UK. So I guess I double up on that, and this was kind of like my 7th book. And I read The Star Touched Queen by Roshani Shosky, and I gave this book 3 out of 5 stars on Goodreads. I did not know what the book was about going in. I just knew it had some Indian mythology, and I really enjoyed that aspect of it. But at the same time, I felt like the beginning, at least, of this book was very confusing for me, and I just did not understand what was happening. Yeah, I really appreciated that there was a glossary at the back, because we have some words that I did not understand that comes from the Indian culture, like specifically like some like foods or like clothes that I did not know what they were exactly. Like, I couldn't picture it. I really appreciated that there was a glossary at the back. But basically, it's just a book about this girl who is cursed because she was born on this astrological, I don't know how to say it, like her horoscope is basically just saying that she brings death and dishonor to the family, I guess you could say in that sense. And she meets this guy who she marries, and he's not good, so things happen. That's the best way I can explain it without me spoiling it, because I know that knowing me, I will spoil you. So I really enjoyed the story for it. The first part of it was just really, really weird, and I just didn't know what was happening. The second half though, I really, really enjoyed, and I'm really excited to read the next book from it, which is Crown of Wishes, and I have that book too, so I'm gonna read that this month. So yeah, so those are all the books that I read for the month of July, which I'm really happy. So for my August goals really is just to read. I really want to finish the Fire and Flood duology, so I'm gonna read Salt and Stone. I really want to read Crown of Wishes, and also I think I'm gonna be joining the India readathon. I'm gonna leave the links down below if you want to see that. I think I'm gonna make a separate video for my TBR. I'm not just gonna do it just yet because I'm still researching what books I want to read, but I'm gonna leave all the links down below if you want to check it out. And I'm very excited because I love the Indian culture. And basically it's just to celebrate the independence of India and its culture, and it's basically that, to promote Indian authors, Indian books, Indian characters, everything regarding India. So I'm really excited about that, to participate in that. So also I don't know how I'm gonna deal with everything because my birthday is this month, and I don't know how. Yeah, just a lot of things happening this month. My birthday, I'm trying to reach to 2K by my birthday, and I don't know if that's gonna be possible, and now I'm just rambling. Either way, so I'm not gonna make this any longer. So please tell me down below what books you read in the month of July. Did you enjoy your readings? What are you planning to read next month? Tell me anything. Talk to me. Let's talk. Let's converse. Let's be friends. Honestly, let's be friends. Like, I really want to talk to you guys. Either way, I have a Twitter, I have an Instagram if you want to do that, and I have a TikTok, which I've been very, very active lately. So if you want to check that out, also I'll leave the links down below. And other than that, yeah, have a great afternoon, morning, night, I don't know, wherever you are and whenever you're watching this. So yeah, thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you guys in another video. Bye.